All right, Monday, November 27th. Hey, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Hey, we finally have something to talk about, and it could actually be something that produces some significant winter weather over Minnesota and Wisconsin. Now, it's not going to be this week. We'd be looking more towards this coming weekend, and that is what we are going to talk about quite a bit here in this update. All right, here we go. Let's focus in on the European computer model guidance. We're mostly going to be showing you the Euro here because I think it's been pretty consistent. And of course, I really like the Euro guidance even better than the American guidances. But these are the temperatures up in the lower layers of the atmosphere, about 5,000 feet, 800 millibars right now. And this is North America. You got Canada here, of course, and here's Minnesota and Wisconsin here, and of course the United States. And you're seeing a surge of Arctic air. That's why it's so cold and breezy out today. Finally, some seasonably cold air. But watch what happens here as we go through time. That cold air gets quickly displaced so that by Tuesday here and then Wednesday, a nice shot of Chinook-type wind, some warm air comes off the Rockies and moves into the upper Midwest and Great Lakes region. And then we get another little shot of cold air. Not bad, though. Nothing near what we had today, at least as far as cold Arctic air. And then I want you to really just focus on what's happening on North America in general. Again, this is North America here. Look at all the red. These are warmer than average temperatures in the lower layers of our atmosphere. And over the next 10 days, in general, it's going to be pretty mild out there, if not seasonably warm for many of us. In fact, by Thursday of next week, it looks really warm in the lower layers of our atmosphere. So no doubt a big warm up coming probably next week. That is, as long as we don't have a snowpack. All right. These are the 500 millibar heights, thicknesses, the diameters in the atmosphere. And here's that cold air. This is a what we call a low pressure, a trough over the Great Lakes right now. You can almost call it a polar vortex too. And there it is. It's spinning over the Great Lakes today, and that's why we have this real cold northwesterly flow in our atmosphere, not only today but tonight and into tomorrow morning. But again, it gets quickly displaced. So I think that by tomorrow afternoon and Wednesday, we're going to have some warmer air, thicknesses that are rising or expanding atmosphere, which means at least some warmer temperatures, some warmer air moving in. And we get into a kind of a stable type environment later this week until, and I want you to focus on what's happening in the desert Southwest here, until this weekend when we get a pretty significant trough and lowering of heights here over the central part of the country. This is a pretty good setup here for a storm system for Iowa, southern Minnesota, and Wisconsin. I'll be thinking right in this area here as we get into Sunday. You can see here, this is a Sunday evening as that trough moves in and it actually deepens. And what we mean by deepening is you can see these colors are blue here on Saturday, but look at how they turn purple. That means that the thicknesses are actually dropping quickly over the central portion of the country. And that means we need to watch out for the potential for a storm system before we get, again, another ridge that develops in our atmosphere come next week. But yes, I'm going to rewind this one more time. We are focusing on this time period right here as this trough moves in, swings in, and then deepens. That's when we would be looking at precipitation. And the jet stream actually supports that. Again, this is the European computer model guidance. We're in a west to northwest flow later this week, so pretty mild air for later this week. But then watch what happens. Look at in the desert Southwest down here. You can already see this low pressure and trough developing here as we get into Saturday and then now Sunday. And this is what's really important. This is Sunday morning. We have a powerhouse jet streak now moving up from Texas northeast towards Chicago and southern Lake Michigan. And usually on the left front quad of a jet streak is where you get lift. So I won't be surprised if a storm system develops in Iowa and tracks kind of something like this, tracks northeast right into the southern Great Lakes. And that's, of course, as you guys all know, a pretty good track for snow or some wintry type precipitation over southern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. And then, yes, that trough gets displaced by a ridge. As we get into next week, the GFS computer model guidance kind of shows the same thing from the jet stream standpoint. Again, this is the river of air at 30 to 35,000 feet. Let's focus one more time here on Saturday. This is the GFS, no, not the European. The reason why I'm showing you this is because there is some consensus in the setup here for Saturday and into Sunday. Pretty strong jet streak heading from Texas up into the southern Great Lakes, and that would again put us not only southern Minnesota, but Iowa and western Wisconsin in a pretty good spot here for lift as we get into late Saturday and into Sunday. Now, we always need to look at the temperatures in the lower layers of the atmosphere as we get a precipitation event that encroaches on us. And here are the temperatures as we head into midweek. This is Wednesday. Look how warm they are. Whoops. Look how warm they are here. On Wednesday, temperatures well above freezing in the lower layers of our atmosphere, so we don't need to worry about any wintry precipitation, at least through this week. And then here it is. This is this weekend. Now, here's Saturday right here, and then here's Sunday. And not surprising, we're still in the early parts of winter now. We'll be in early winter as we get into Saturday here, but we're going to be in the marginal area for snow or sleet or some sort of a mix, the way it appears, as we head into Saturday. And then Sunday, we may cool just enough for any mix to change over to snow, but this is your classic storm situation where we're going to be near a rain-snow line here over southern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. The further north you go, the better opportunities for it to be all snow. And of course, the further south you go into northern Iowa, the better opportunity for a mix or rain, the way it appears. This storm is a long ways off, but it is certainly worth talking about and worth monitoring. And you'll see that here on the trigger graph. Here it is, and I've sent this to you. But I'm expecting a real nice warm-up after today. Here it is. Looking at tomorrow, we rise into the low 30s here tomorrow, and then we go into the 40s as we get into Wednesday. You can see that here. I'm expecting a mid-40s, 45, 46 in the Twin Cities metro. So, and over much of southern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. And then temps are going to be mild here as we get into later this week. And here's the storm system with temperatures at the surface in the lower to mid 30s. Yeah, we could have a whole mess on our hands here, especially later Saturday into Sunday. We will fine-tune that timing here as we get into the middle and latter portions of this week. And I also think I may come out with a travel impact map here shortly, either tomorrow or Wednesday, because my confidence is already relatively high that we're going to have a storm system over some portion of southern Minnesota and western Wisconsin as we get into this weekend. But time will tell. I'm waiting for at least another day or two of guidance to come down before I really start jumping on any type of wintry precipitation or storm system. All right, that's your update. I appreciate you joining me. Have a great week, everyone.